DJI released a new drone called the Air 3S. Now, way back, probably about a year ago or a little bit more, I released a video saying, don't buy the Air 3. DJI will 1 year later release the Air 3S, and that will be the competitor to the actual Air 2S. And in that video, I said, hey, if you're big on cameras, then wait for the Air 3S. And not only did I say it, but I did it, because I'm not going to tell you what to do and then turn around and run and go and buy the product. I said I'm not going to buy the Air 3. And today, October 15th, 2024, DJI has released the Air 3S. And so I immediately ran over to DJI's YouTube channel like I normally do every time a new drone is released. And I sit down, I queue it up, I'm on my lunch break at work, and I'm like, yes, this is the moment I've been waiting for. And boy, oh boy, that's where things got real ugly real fast. Because I can't believe that I've been waiting an entire year for this Air 3S to find out it doesn't shoot 5.4K. How can the Air 2S shoot 5.4K and the 3S cannot? But 5.4K is just 5.4K. It just looks so crisp, especially on the big screen. And boy, have I loved filming in 5.4K. But DJI left it out. They left it out. I was like, okay, I guess I can live at 4K 60, even though my Mini 4 Pro shoots 4K 60. But I wasn't happy. But I wanted to know more. And in the back of my head, I'm thinking, are we going back in time or are we going forward in time? We take the features away and then we bring it back. Is that a Apple kind of a thing going on over here? Where's my 5.4K DJI? Anyway, that's gone. It's gone. It's gone. I've come to the reality. Moving on. Then I find out, okay, the Air 3 has 150 megabits bit rate. The Air 3S has 130 megabits? What? How do you explain that? Isn't the S supposed to be better? How do you explain? So you took away the 5.4K, you lowered the bit rate, similar to what was done in the new action cameras. I guess they're going for more efficiency, or they're saving money on processing, or they're using the processing for this LiDAR sensor and they can't shoot the 5.4K and have the LiDAR sensor working at the same time. I don't know. Maybe they could have given us an option to shoot 5.4K with no LiDAR. So if you go in 5.4K, you take the LiDAR off automatically. Remember when DJI used to do that? Back in the days when you go to do tracking, you couldn't track in log. And then and you remember those days? And then they would come out with newer drones that if you wanted to track in log, you would have to buy this more expensive drone. I mean, I would have lived with that. Give me the 5.4K if it's a processor issue, and leave the LiDAR off. Because I'd rather get the stunning image quality. And then when I'm just flying around, just goofing off, shooting a little video, shooting little photos, then I could use the LiDAR and I don't really need the 5.4K. But guess what? I guess because this is being a consumer drone, DJI really wants to start removing a lot of those pro features. Unfortunately, at least this is what I'm thinking, right? This is my initial thoughts. I don't have the drone yet. I've definitely ordered it because I need to see, like, I guess technology advances and all of these things like 422 versus 420 versus 10-bit versus 8-bit versus 200 megabits versus 150 megabits versus 100 megabits per second. I guess these things don't really matter anymore when you have computational photography and videography. We'll come to that more in a second, but I need to find out for myself. I need to know. I've been waiting so long. I just have to try this drone. So this is just my initial impressions and my initial feelings. after watching the release video. So now I'm thinking, okay, the Air 2S and the Air 2 were about 500 and something grams, 570, 590 grams, somewhere around there. The mini series has always been the 250 grams, and the Mavic series, like the Mavic 2 Pro and the Mavic 3 and the Mavic 3 Pro, has always been around that 900 grams. So you have this 250, and then this 5 something, and then this 9, almost 1,000 grams. So it's like small, medium, large. Now we're not going small, medium, large. We're going small, above medium, closer to large. Since the Air 3 came out, it's almost the same size and weight as the Mavic Pro series. So I'm like, okay, with this S, because it's bigger, it's heavier, they're going to give us an adjustable aperture in one of the cameras, because I know they said they couldn't put the adjustable aperture in the Air 2S because they wanted to conserve on weight and keep the drone right in that 500 grams. Now we've gone way past the 500 grams, and you couldn't put the adjustable aperture in there? Like, how much more weight would that have added? Really? DJI, really? Like, I'm dying over here now. I want to cry. I'm like, this can't be. Then one of the YouTubers started talking about the batteries and its charging, and I'm like, okay, I know the new DJI Neo came out, and if you buy the Fly More kit and you put all 3 batteries in the charger, you'll be able to charge all 3 at the same time. So I'm like, I'm waiting for it. I'm like, I know they're going to give us this parallel multi-charging where all 3 batteries can charge simultaneously in the dock. And I'm looking and I'm looking and I'm looking, and guess what? No, they all 3 can't charge at the same time. And I'm like, is this getting better? Is this getting worse? So now I'm thinking, wait a minute, how do we go from a true 20 megapixel camera on a 1-inch sensor on the Air 2S to a 12 megapixel on the Air 3S that, if you don't know, they kind of pixel bin, or they stack the photos to make it 12 2's 24, 12 3's 36, 12 4's 48, and they stack 4 pictures together, and that's how you get like a 48 megapixel. Or they do the pixel binning trick, but it's a true 12 megapixel camera. Both cameras, the 70 millimeter equivalent and the 24 millimeter wide angle equivalent lens, they're both like 12 megapixel cameras. But then I'm thinking, this has got to be great, because a 12 megapixel on a 1-inch sensor will actually have bigger pixels and look better in low light for video. But then I looked at Billy Kyle's video and I'm like, what's up with the low light footage, bro? What's up with the low light footage? And then I'm thinking to myself, okay, if the low light's not that good in standard mode, even a 12,800 ISO, I can drop it into log and then clean up the footage myself. But then when I go to log, it goes nowhere near 12,800 ISO. It's capped out at somewhere like 6,400 ISO. And I'm like, oh, my back is against the wall over there. It doesn't matter which way I turn, I'm getting blocked. I feel like I'm getting blocked. And I'm like, oh my God, what's going on here? And then I'm waiting and I'm watching. I must have watched about 4 or 5 videos, and nobody's telling me, can I adjust the sharpness? Can I adjust the contrast? Can I adjust the noise reduction in case I want to lower those stuff like I can on my Mini 4 Pro? Well, can I? Until right now, I can't even tell you. So if you know, please tell me in the comment section below, because I don't know. I don't have the drone yet, but I will definitely be testing this drone to know what is it that I'm missing technologically that I can't compute. Can you tell me that computational photography or AI photography and videography is at a point where it's that good that we don't need these actual specs coming out of these cameras? Like right now, this is a brand new APS-C Sony ZV-E10 Mark II that I'm filming with right now because I wanted a bigger sensor. I wanted something that could shoot 420 and 422 codec because that's the way I know you get better image quality. You increase the sensor size, you increase the bit rate, you give us a better codec, and you get more quality that you can push when editing your videos. But then I realized most people, in particular most consumers, don't want that. They just want the best image out of the camera. They don't care about 422, 420, 10-bit, 8-bit. None of that matters. They just want it to look good. And essentially, that's what DJI is giving us. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, is this the end? Do I really have to skip this drone? Like, what am I missing? When it comes to the LiDAR system, I'm thinking, okay, they just put the LiDAR in the front. They didn't put the LiDAR in the back. Why not just give us front and rear LiDAR? Why not? Well, it's either probably the processor can't handle it and they don't want to put a more expensive processor because that's going to drive the price up. Or they're just giving us the LiDAR as an experiment in the front to kind of see how it operates. Like, we can be beta testers. You put the technology in there, you test it a little bit in your labs and in the field, but when you really put it out there and people start flying these drones in low lights, then you will see its true limitations. Like, how dark is really dark before you crash? How fast is fast in low light before it can't compute and you crash? Like, it can't compute in time because you're going too fast. We don't know these limits, right? But I'm pretty sure DJI is going to be collecting that data and using that data to determine whether to give us LiDAR in the rear come in the future, or the LiDAR just, it's not worth it. Like the Air 2S, where they gave us 2 sensors pointing up and 2 sensors going straight. Great experiment. They probably got the data from that and figured it's not worth going that route. Just do a fisheye sensor and call it a day. So maybe they're doing the same thing with the LiDAR, but I'm not completely convinced. Then I look at the secondary camera and I'm like, okay, I've flown the Mavic 3, I've owned the Mavic 3, the Mavic 3 Pro, and I'm like, the 70mm or the secondary telephoto lens, it's not bad, right? But now that you're coming out with a new version, could you have made the aperture a little bit faster? I don't know, go from a 2.8 aperture equivalent to like a 1.8 or 2.0. Give us something a little better, something a little bit more. No. So look, I'm not bad talking the drone. I get it. You've got to give things a try. But I'm saying from a pure, just basic camera knowledge and understanding, this is not looking like a really exciting drone, at least from a video standpoint, at least from someone who likes to color grade and fly at night. It's kind of baffling me, to be honest, that this drone is so big, it is so heavy, it's almost up there with the Mavic 3, and still there are so many shortcomings. I just wish they had stuck, honestly, with the Air 2S size, made an Air 3S somewhere around that 500 and something grams, and just try to put as much technology as they could in there. I would have been happy with that, but oh well, here we are. I'm like, is there going to be another drone now between the Mini and the Air that's going to be 400 or 500 grams maybe? Is that what they're doing? They're making a room for a 4th drone in that lineup? I don't know. You tell me in the comment section below what you think. Let me know if you guys are ordering this drone. I don't want to judge this drone, but these are the things that are like knocking on the door when I'm thinking and I'm looking and I'm consuming all this information on the internet. Do you think like this computation, photography and videography and AI stuff is the future and this is the way things are going and we don't need big sensors and big bit rates and all that stuff? Things need to be more efficient. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I figured I'd share my thoughts. As soon as the drone gets here, I'm definitely going to put it up in the air, fly it, maybe my whole thought process might change. I am definitely going to keep an open mind when it comes to this new tech, and I will keep you guys posted. Make sure you give this video a huge thumbs up. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so you can get notified when I do get the drone and I do test it out and I do release the video for you guys to see my thoughts. Let me know what's running through your mind, because this is what's running through my mind. And to shell out another $1,500-$1,600, that's a lot of money. I just want to make sure that I know what I'm getting and I'm happy with it. And the same, I hope, for you guys. That's it. That's all I got for today. The place is getting darker and darker by the second. If you guys are looking for LUTs for your D-Log or decent-alike footage, head over to www.dronexfactor.com. I've got a mega pack with LUTs over there for you. There's bound to be LUTs that you like in there. So if you want to support the channel, that's a great way to help me out and to help me continue to create content for you guys. If not, you can become a patron. It's only $1 a month. That's $12 a year. Link in the description below. And yeah, with that being said, I will catch you guys, well, when I get the drone.